So we're going to be super gentle today. We're hardly going to get off the floor. You might need, since you're just joining us, a firm pillow. Just at some point, we're going to do some heart openers, and we're going to use that as a substitution for blocks underneath our chest. All this that I say is optional, okay? So the thing I love the most is that you guys are so intuitive and so good about self-care that you know what feels right and what's right for you, and that's what I support. Okay, so we're gonna start on our backs in like a mini Shavasana on our mat, on our floor. So go ahead and lie down. I'm gonna unmute you all now, and then I'll mute you back again at the end of the class so we can all kind of.
You mean you're gonna mute us, not unmute us?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna mute you all. Here we go. You got it. Okay, so come lying flat on your mat. And as those of you know me, and those of you who are becoming to know me, my classes are a breath practice, right? So it's all about the breath. And so we start by taking a deep breath in through our nose, and then letting it out the mouth. There we go, that's better. And then again, take a deep breath through the nose, and then just sigh it out your mouth. And one more time, deep breath in, and then deeper breath out. And then you're gonna take your palms and you're gonna rub them together like this, creating some friction and some heat. And then we're gonna just gently place our palms over our eyelids, like letting the eyes recess back to the lobes of our brain. And let's do that again. Make a little friction with your palms, and then place the palms right on your eyelids and let the heat soak into your eyelids and your brain. Reminding you that this is about breath now, not about the mind stuff. So nice, very good. And then draw your knees into your chest and give it a tug, and take a moment in this shape. And if you like to rock from side to side, feel free to do that. And then take the knees wide out to the side, and then pull them in towards your shoulders. And take a couple breaths like that. Let's circle the ankles one direction, and then let's circle them the other way. So good. And then extend the left leg all the way out to the floor. And if this hurt your back, feel free to bend your knee and place the sole of the left foot on the floor. And then let's tug the right knee into the chest. And then go ahead and circle the right ankle one way. And then circle it the other way. Deep breaths. Feel free to sigh it out. And then circle the knee and the hip joint one way. And then circle it the other way. And then extend the leg and grab a hold of the back of the thigh, and then go ahead and flex and point the toe. Just gonna flex and point and circle. Just kind of warming up the bones in our feet, nice and easy. And then just bring the leg out to the right, so externally rotate that leg. Flex and push out the heel, and observe that the inner groin begins to wake up when you do that. And then draw the knee back into the chest, and let's take a twist. So you're going to draw the right arm out to the side, and then drop that leg over to the left, and then circle the right wrist one way, and then circle it the other way. And then just take a couple breaths in stillness here. So the idea here, I'm really stiff today, is to get the right shoulder to rotate open back to the floor. So I want you to focus more on the shoulder rolling back down to the floor than the knee hitting the ground. So you see my knee isn't even near the floor, but my shoulder and my collarbone are widening, my pectoralis muscles kind of opening with the front of my chest. And then draw the knee back into the chest, and let's give it a tug, nose to knee, just kind of squeezing those internal organs, and then let that go. Deep sigh. And then switching sides, draw the left knee into the chest and circle the left ankle one way. Nice and easy does it. And then circle it the other way. And then circle the knee and the hip joint one way, working out the bugs, and circle it the other way. And then straighten the leg. And once again, if it feels better on your back to bend the right knee and place the sole of the right foot on the floor, you're like, oh, that feels better, do that. If there's no right or wrong way, the leg could be straight or bent. You can try them both on and see which feels better in your body. And just breathe here. Let's flex and point the toe, stretching the Achilles, the calf muscle, the front of the foot. And then open the leg out to the side. And then flex the foot and push out of the heel and wake up that inner groin and the leg and the hip. Just kind of push and reach. And then come back to center and bend the knee in the chest. And let's take it over to the side for a twist. So rock it on down to the floor. And you can modify any of these poses if you feel better to bend the bottom knee. And rather than keep the leg straight, you can try them both on. And once again, I want you to focus more on wrapping this left shoulder down towards the floor, like widening the left collarbone. Then you focus on getting that knee down to the floor. Right? So I want the stretch to be in the upper regions of the back for now. And then circle the left wrist one way. And then circle it the other way. So perfect. Nice and easy does it. And then just take a couple breaths here in stillness, maybe rocking back and forth with the pelvis and the leg. Just kind of rocking it back and forth. Oh yeah. And then come back to center and draw both knees in. And let's find a happy baby. So soles of the feet parallel with the ceiling. And now in Happy Baby, it doesn't matter where you grab a hold of. You can grab the inner arches or you can grab the outer edges of the feet. There's no right or wrong way to do this. And then begin to rock your hips side to side. And then straighten the legs wide out to the side for a little bit. Push and reach out of the heels and then kind of circle the ankles one way. And then circle them the other way. So nice. And then come back to Happy Baby with the knees bent. And then bend the right knee and have the left leg so it's half Happy Baby. And then switch sides. Bend the left knee and extend the right leg out to the side. So it's like half Happy Baby. And let's do that one more time. Bend the right knee in, draw the heel in towards the perineum, towards the pelvic floor, and then switch other side. And then draw both feet together. So have the feet, both feet in and the heels touching, and then just kind of rock forward and back, and up and down, rocking up and down, pushing the knees wide, and then drawing the knees in. So a little bit of active release stretching here. And then draw the knees back into the chest. And then begin to rock forward and back. So if you have a bad back, feel free to skip this because it might not feel so good on your lower back. But if it feels good, then by all means. And then rock yourself up to hands and knees. And separate your knees hip distance and your palms shoulder distance. And just take a moment to be here, to breathe into the pose, feeling for the texture beneath the surface of your palms. Like spread your fingers wide, but draw the thumbs in. So don't spread between the thumbs and the index finger, right? And then begin begin to wag your tail from side to side and your head and neck from side to side. Deep belly breaths. So here we're kind of winding into ourselves. We're getting out of thinking mind and moving into feeling mind. And then begin to circle around and forward and down and around. No right or wrong, just kind of feel your way. If you want to move in more organic shapes, feel free to do that. Move the head and neck around. Oh, yeah. One more cycle here, this direction. And then come back to center and just pause for a moment. And then circle the other way. Round and down and forward and around and down. Forward. One more set. Beautiful. And then come back to center. And let's do a little cat and cow. So inhale, arch up, look up, and keep the elbows soft. And then exhale, gaze towards your navel and curl. Inhale, arch up, soft. Elbows, exhale, curl. 2 more times. Just kind of lubricating the spine. Really reaching into the upper regions of the thoracic spine, the head, the neck. By keeping the arms unlocked and the elbows soft. 2 more. And then come back to center. And place your right palm in the center between your knees and bring your left arm way up there. And then circle the left wrist one way. Circle the head and neck one way. And then circle the other way. Take a big breath in here, and on your exhale, slide on down to the shoulder and walk the right hand out in front of you and close your eyes. Take a couple deep breaths. Keep your hips up over your knees. And then coming up nice and slowly and switching sides. Right palm's, left palm's gonna come to the center and the right arm's gonna reach way up towards the ceiling and circle the head and neck and the wrist one way. And then circle the other way. And take a deeper breath in here and then slide down on your exhale. So use that breath to release the body. Moving down, deep belly breaths. Close your eyes. There's nothing you need to see. When you have your eyes open, it's a distraction. When you have your eyes closed, it's an opportunity to follow your breath, to make it more of an inside job. Opportunity to relax your mind, quiet things down a bit. And then come back to center, back to hands and knees. Let's stretch the spine a little bit. So you're going to extend your right arm out with the right thumb reaching up towards the ceiling. Now feel free to stop at any point along the way. Right? And if you're steady and you feel like you want to add on, you're going to extend the left leg out. Now flex that left foot and push the foot into an imaginary wall as you extend and reach vigorously through your right hand and gaze down. Let your head be heavy. Let the head and neck not even be involved in the equation. And then draw the navel into the spine, in and up, and then let that go. Oh, that is so good. Let's switch sides. Left arm's going to reach, the left thumb's going to be straight up towards the ceiling. That way you're externally rotating the bicep. And then if you're steady here and wanting to add on, you're going to extend the right leg out. And then flex the foot. So wake up that leg and the glute muscle and then extend and reach vigorously through the left fingers. And then the last thing, draw the navel in and up. and let the head drop. Right, so this is all in the spine and the leg, full body integration, the fingers, and then let that go. And then drop your hips down to child's pose. So here's where you get to choose whether you have your knees wide or your knees together. If your knees are wide, it's all, the stretching happens all in the hips. If your knees are together, it's forcing you to breathe more out of your back body, right? It's a little bit less comfortable, but it really begins to open up and separate the rib cage. And then just let your head and neck go. So soften the arms. This is not an active child's pose. This is more restorative. And then walk your hands with your, if your knees were together, you're gonna separate your knees wide now. And then you're gonna walk your left hand over to the left, right? Just the left hand. And then you're gonna press the left forearm and drop the left shoulder and the left elbow down. You can either gaze at the left arm or you can keep your forehead flat on the mat. So just one arm now reaching out to the side. And then walk that left arm back towards the center and then switch sides. So now walk the right hand way out to the side. So it's at an angle, it's like just straight out to the side like wings. Right? And then drop the right shoulder. So drop that right shoulder down and drop the elbow down and let as much of that arm touch the ground as possible. And breathe into that shoulder. Now, walk the left arm out to the side. So now you have both arms wide out to the side. And then drop the shoulder heads down. Let them be heavy. So don't widen the collarbones, but instead soften the shoulder heads, soften the elbow, let the back kind of dome and round. And then breathe into your hips. And the final part of the pose, you're going to spread the fingers wide, so they're both still out to the side. You're going to spread your fingers wide, and you're going to press the whole palm and the digits of the fingers down into the floor. Nice. And then release the arms by clasping them together behind the back. And then draw the arms down towards your tailbone. So not up towards your head, but down towards your tailbone, and widen the shoulders, widen the collarbone. So actually externally rotate, pull the shoulders back behind you, and then reach the fingers towards the opposite end of the room. Take a couple breaths in this shape. And then reach the arms up and over. Oh. And then release the arms and walk the hands out in front of you and take a breath or two in the final variation of child's pose. And then walk your hands back to your knees to lift your torso to come up and draw your knees together sitting on your shins. And then shift your weight forward and then shift your weight back. Shift your weight forward and then shift your weight back. 2 more breaths here. And then shift your weight, last time, forward. And then shift your weight back. And then come up and sit in a comfortable cross-legged position. Some of you, if your knees are protruding high up like this, you may want to take your pillow and elevate your hips so the knees come down a little bit. Right? So ideally you want your knees down, but this will be determined by how tight you are in the hip flexors or the hips and the psoas, right? So it's not a judgment, it just is what it is. And then you're gonna roll your shoulders forward, back, and down. Deep belly breaths. Breathing into the shoulders. One more time. Beautiful. And then reverse the direction of the circles, really squeezing at the top. So just take all that tension and squeeze, 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 and Take the tension, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. One more time. Take the tension, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Beautiful. Take the right arm and reach it up towards the ceiling. And then bend the elbow and then grab a hold of the right up. Don't push, don't force, don't tug. Don't push, don't force, don't tug. That's how you injure. Now see if you can get the left elbow to lean back a little bit. I did say left elbow. So you're gonna feel the left side body, the rib cage, the armpit open a little bit, right? And then a little bit of pressure. You're gonna lean to the left. Open up. So look underneath the right armpit and elbow. Not too much. Don't force. And then breathe here. One more breath. So nice. And then release that like a clock. Like unwind the arms and take your time to feel gravity beneath the surface of the arms. So beautiful. Don't be in a hurry. No rush here. And then the left arm's going to come up and take a moment just to kind of breathe and feel the opening underneath the rib cage and the armpit. So nice. And then bend the elbow. Each movement, right, is an opportunity for awareness and breath. And then bring the right arm up to the elbow. And before you do anything, right, so we're going to focus on the other side, the right elbow. Lift up out of the right elbow, right, and lean back a little bit. So you begin to feel the opening underneath the right armpit, the right rib cage, breathing here. One more breath. And then begin to pull, gently pull, or gently encourage that left elbow and lean to the right. So now you're opening through the left side body. One more breath. So nice. And then unwind like a clock. Take your time, just kind of like you're flying with your wings. Beautiful. So nice. Yes. And then inhale the arms back up towards the ceiling and go ahead and clasp your hands together behind your head. Or behind your neck or head, whatever's comfortable for you. And then we're going to kind of pull the elbows in and round the spine, inhaling. And then exhale, we're going to blossom and open and find a little bit of a back bend. So inhale, close. Exhale, open. Inhale. Actually, let's reverse. Exhale to close. That feels better. Inhale to open. That's better. Exhale to close. Inhale to open. One more time like that. Exhale. Inhale. Beautiful, beautiful. Now twist to the right. And notice if you're twisting more with your head and neck than you are with your rib cage. So twist, 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 twist. And then come back to center and twist to the left. Twist, 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 twist. Then come back to center. And now clasp the hands together on top of your head. And if that hurts, right, then you clasp your hands in front of your forehead. So there's always a modification. If that doesn't work, you lower the hands to where it feels good. And this is not about torture, contrary to popular belief. And then you're going to exhale and extend the arms wherever they are. So if they're in front of the forehead, they come out at an angle. If they're in front of your chest, they come forward, right? So there's no right or wrong way here. If they're straight up and towards the ceiling, you're going to lower those shoulder heads and bend the elbows and plant the shoulder heads right back into the sockets. And take the back bend out of the pose by drawing the navel into the spine. You're going to feel the body move towards the back a little bit. Beautiful. And then open up and let that go. So nice. Draw the right leg out and keep the left leg in. And you're just going to kind of flap that left leg a little bit. Flappity flap, and then you're gonna flex and point the right foot and then circle. So nice. And on an inhale, arms are gonna reach up towards the ceiling. Take a moment to kind of feel the torso open, expand, and on an exhale, just fold forward towards the leg. Don't push, don't force, don't tug. So if the hand doesn't come to the foot, it comes, both arms straddle both sides of the leg. Right? So this is not about torso to top of thigh. This is hamstring stretch. All right, so you're going to put a little micro bend in the right knee, and then you're going to kind of bend at the elbows. So the torso is going to C-curve. Deep belly breath, and if you want to kind of wave in and out, like on your inhale, you kind of come up out of the pose a little bit, and on your exhale, you wave back down. You can make this a more dynamic movement if that's calling out to you. If you have a little more anxiety or the mental mind stuff won't just stop. And then come back to center and extend that left leg out to meet the right and switch sides. The right leg is going to come in and just kind of flap it a little bit. So we're doing a little bit of active release stretching here. And then on an inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Don't be in a hurry. Just kind of feel, oh, so nice. Feel that movement and the joy of the movement. And on an exhale, down you go. Don't be aggressive. Once again, if you can't touch the foot, both hands come straddle the opposite of the leg. Right? And then you just kind of breathe a little bit into it. Maybe you do a little movement. On you exhale, wave down. You inhale, wave up a little bit out of the pose. You exhale, wave down. You inhale, move up out of the pose. So this becomes like a moving meditation and a way to still your mind by adding a little more movement. Sometimes in stillness, the mind goes cuckoo. That monkey mind starts to kick in. And especially since we're home now in our own environment, for me, I'm like, oh, wow, there's dust underneath that couch. Oh my God. One more breath, and then come up and bring the soles of the feet. At least I can laugh about it, right? That's what makes life so beautiful. And the ability to laugh and not take yourself so seriously. And then go ahead and wave your legs up and down like little butterfly wings. Yeah. And then bring your hands, so bring your feet out a little bit in order to get there. And bring your hands on the tops of your thighs, like right just below your knees. And then gently push down and then release. And then gently push down and then release. One more time. Gently push down and then release. Beautiful. You're going to take your left heel and bring it to the outside of the right hip. Step one. Then you're going to take your right foot and bring it across. So for me, in order to keep my sitting bones level, right, and not one hip off to the side, I got to keep that foot up off the floor. So it's not important that this foot's on the floor. If this foot's on the floor, my spine is uneven, right? So I'm going to work more on grounding through my sitting bones and lengthening through my spine and lifting through the crown of my head. Take the knee and pull it in towards the chest. Draw the navel in and up, lift up through the spine. Take a couple deep breaths in this shape. One more. Beautiful. Inhale the right arm up towards the ceiling and just feel what that feels like along the right side body. And on your exhale, you're going to turn the palm to face behind you and then just bring that arm behind you. No extra wiggle waggle, no drama. Inhale the left arm up now. Press down through the right to reach up through the left. And then you're either going to hook with the elbow to find a twist, or you're going to hook with the elbow in front of the knee to find the twist. So the twist is either on the side of the knee of the leg or in front of the knee of the leg. And then inhale, do nothing. And then exhale, twist a little deeper. Inhale, pause. Exhale, twist a little deeper. So on your exhales, you can empty a little bit further. You can twist a little deeper. One more. Inhale. Exhale, ring it out. Twist. Oh, so nice. Come back to center. Right hand is going to come to the right foot. So right hand to the foot, left arm behind you. Now we just twist in the opposite direction. Nice. And come back to center and then switch sides. So the right heel is going to come to the outside of the left hip and the left leg's going to come across. And don't be surprised if one side's different than the other. So my left hip is really tight and my right hip is a little looser. So now my leg isn't on the floor. If it's on the floor, this left hip is off the floor, but it's closer. And you're going to just sit with it. Now pull the knee in towards the chest, draw the navel in and up, and then lift up through the crown of the head as you lower the shoulders away from the ears. And take a couple deep breaths in the shape. Nice. One more breath. Nice. Inhale the left arm up and towards the ceiling. Now take a moment to just feel that opening along the rib cage. And then exhale, just lower it behind you. So keep the torso straight up and down. Don't lean back. Inhale the right arm up towards the ceiling. Feel that opening along the side body. And now you get to choose. You're either going to hook the front of the knee or you're going to hook the side of the knee. Right? There's no right or wrong. It's whichever one is more accessible to you and feels better in your body. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Twist a little deeper. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, twist a little deeper, kind of wringing out the waistline. Inhale, two more. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Oh, nice. One more set. Inhale, and then twist a little bit. So nice. Come back to center, right arm behind you, left hand on top of the foot, and then twist the opposite direction. Oh, so good. And then come back to center and then extend the legs out in front of you and shake them out. Just kind of shake, shake, shake. Beautiful. Let's balance out the spine now by doing a forward fold Paschimottanasana. Inhale, arms reach. Now take a moment just in this shape. Don't be in a hurry. Flex the feet. Press the tops of the thighs down. So ground down through the lower body. The hips are grounding, the lower body's sinking in ground, and lift up through the waistline. Take a deep breath, and then exhale, down you go. Don't be greedy, right? So don't be goal-oriented. Let the hands come wherever they come. If they can come to the tops of the shins, they can come to opposite ends of the legs. If you can reach the feet. Nothing magic happens when you touch your feet. Trust me, sorry, right? This is just perfect. And now round through the torso. And take some breaths here. One more breath here. Beautiful. Bend the knees, so lift the torso and bend the knees. And bring the heels as close to your hips as you possibly can. And then bring the right arm, wrap it around the front of the shin. And bring the left arm and wrap it around the shin. Press the feet down and lift up through the spine and the crown of the head. Take 2 breaths here. Grounding down to the hips and the sitting bones, but lifting up to the waistline and the back of the ribs. One more breath. And on your exhale, curl. Draw your forehead to your knees. Make yourself a small ball. And then lift up and extend your legs. Woo. Let's get down to the floor, shake them out a little bit, and then articulating with a C curve. So not a flat back, but a C curve, like rounding through the spine, right? Slowly working your way, 1 vertebra at a time down to the ground. Flex the feet, press the thighs down, protect the lower back, work your way all the way to the floor. When you get here, bend the knees and pull them into the chest. Place your hands on the tops of your knees. Let's make little circles in one direction with both knees. And then switch the direction of those beautiful circles. Kind of ironing out the creases in the lower back and the sacrum, giving yourself a lower back massage. And then come back to center, and the knees go wide and around and in together. Wide and around and in together. Wide and around and in. 2 more times. And then reverse, around and in and wide and around and in. 1 more time. So beautiful. And then both knees into the chest. Right arm out to the side like a T. First, scoot both hips to the right first before you drop both knees to the left. And that way your spine and your shoulder and your hips are all in one straight line. And breathe. And then you're gonna straighten the right leg, the top leg, and flex and push, and then bend. 2 more times, straighten and flex and push and bend. 1 more time, straighten and flex and push and bend. And then roll back onto your back. So come back to center. Draw the knees into the chest. And draw the left arm out to the side like a T. Scoot both hips to the left. And then drop both knees over to the right. And take a couple deep belly breaths here. And then let's add on that straightening of the top leg. The left leg's gonna push and flex and bend. And then push and flex and straighten and bend. 1 more time like that. Push and flex and bend. Beautiful. And then come back to the back. And here's where you're gonna grab your pillow. If you have a block, that works. Otherwise, let me see if I can grab a pillow. So a firm pillow is nice here because it'll help elevate the back. And so we're just gonna do some supported back bends now. So you're just gonna take the pillow right behind your back, and you got a couple choices. You can bend your knees. This is a little bit more gentle on the spine, right? You can set this up however you want. You can find another pillow to support your head. You can try straightening your legs and working a little deeper in the back bend if that's calling out to you. And then you're going to re-bend your knees. You're going to prop yourself up on your elbows, and you're going to remove your pillow and lie flat on the floor. And then roll onto your left side and line up the whole edge of your body with the edge of your mat. The right hand's going to just kind of support yourself here, right? And you're going to start by bending the right knee and placing the foot in front of the left thigh, right? And so a couple options for you. You can stay here and work this. You can take your hand, your right hand, and gently encourage that right knee to open up a little deeper, opening up the groin and the hip flexor. And then from here, you're gonna, so this is a little tricky, little balance, right? You're gonna take your time kind of along the way. You're gonna slowly straighten that right leg. You grab a hold of whatever you can. It could be the back of the thigh. It could be the calf. It could be the foot. And this is all about balance. Now flex the bottom leg and then just kind of find your balance here. You can bend the bottom elbow, but that kind of hurts my neck. I prefer to have my arms straight, but it's all up to you, whatever feels better to you. And just stretch the outer edge of that right hip. And then release the leg, right? And then bring the hand back in front of you. So this is just a little passive inversion. Flex and point the foot. Flex and point, and circle the ankle one way and circle it the other way. And then point the toe. And then as if you were drawing a line in space and you were drawing through like water or mud, you're going to slowly lower that leg down. Taking a couple breaths in the process, like really stretching out and elongating the thigh muscle and bringing that leg all the way down to meet the other leg. Beautiful. Nice work. Bend both knees, right? And just take a moment in the shape, kind of like what do you call that? And then you're going to flip over to the other side. So you're going to line the right side of your body now, along with the outer edge of the mat. So basically you're just in a straight line, and we start by bending the knee and placing the foot in front of the thigh. Now the whole idea here is to get that left knee to open, and you're going to begin to feel the opening happening in the groin and the hip flexor. Right? I even feel it all the way wrapped around to my inner thigh. And if you want to work a little deeper, you can take your left hand and gently press that knee open. But all of that is optional. You can always just hang out here and just enjoy the stretch. One more breath here. So nice to just breathe and breathe into my body. Take deep breaths into my body, oxygenating my blood, calming my mind. And now go ahead and bend the knee And then you can grab a hold of whatever's accessible. So it could be the back of the thigh, it could be the calf, or it could be the foot. The foot is the most challenging in terms of your balance, right? And then you just kind of stretch along the inner groin and the outer edge of the hip. And I even feel it along my left core muscle. Ooh, stable, steady. One more breath. And then release the foot. Place the left hand back in front of you to kind of support and brace you. And let's flex and point and flex and point, and then circle that ankle and then circle it the other way. And then point the foot and take a couple breaths, drawing that line in space as if you were kind of working through water and slowly lowering the leg all the way back down to meet that other leg. Beautiful. And then bend both knees. Come into the fetal position. That's the word I was looking for. And then you're just gonna roll onto your back. So easy does it today. Gentle stretching, releasing. And let's draw our knees into our chest and just cross the right ankle over the left and reach around for your shins and then pull your shins and your legs in and down. So you're releasing the compression in your lower back. One more deep belly breath. And then switch the crossing your ankles. So just crossing at the ankles and reach around again for the shins, the tops of the shins, and then literally pull everything in and down. You're gonna feel nice and juicy release of compression in your lower back. Just close your eyes and breathe into the lower back. Relax the shoulders, relax any gripping sensation of your jaw, your tongue, your forehead, your facial muscles. One more breath. And then release the legs. Let's do a little bridging. And so you're gonna separate your feet hip distance. We're gonna work on dynamic bridge. You're gonna inhale, lift your hips and reach your arms overhead. And then exhale, lower everything down. So moving with the breath, inhaling it up. And then exhaling it all down. Two more with movement. Inhale. Exhale. Last one with movement. Inhale. Now stay up here actually and take like 3 or 4 breaths, lifting the hips and digging the heels into the ground. Just releasing the shoulders and breathing into the lower part of your body. One more. And then lower it all down. One last happy baby. Oh, yeah. Maybe rocking side to side if you like that. And then knees back into the chest, nose to knee, give it a tug, squeezing those internal organs. And then, here's where your pillow can come in handy if you want to use your pillow for your head. We take these next few moments for Shavasana. Maybe use the pillow underneath your calves, right, for a little spinal traction. Let's take a couple cleansing breaths to really arrive fully in the release of the Shavasana. Inhale through the nose. Let it go through the mouth. One more like that. Inhaling through the nose. I will exhale. And now find stillness. Just get still if you need to kind of wiggle, waggle from side to side in order to get yourself to a place of absolute stillness. Feel free to try that. And slowly coming back into your body by making circular movements with your fingers and your toes and your wrists and your ankles. And then reaching your arms overhead for full body stretch. So stretching fingertip tip to tippy toe out of your lower back, kind of arching and curling in and out of the pelvis. And then draw your knees into your chest. Give that a tug for a moment. And then rock yourself up to a comfortable seated position with your eyes closed. And stay here with me for a breath or two, like 2 minutes of seated meditation. Closing your eyes. So sit up really tall, stacking your bones, lining your crown of your head up with your tailbone and your shoulders over your hips. And then just soften and release through the shoulders. And close your eyes. So really, our movement practice sets ourselves up for a meditation practice. And so now the mind is calm and quiet, and the body's able to sit still, and we watch our breath. Three more cycles of breath, just watching the breath come in, and then observing the breath go out. Let's do that again. Watch your breath come in, and then observe your breath going out. Last time, watching that sweet, beautiful breath come in, and then observing that sweet, beautiful, life force giving breath going out. And so sealing our practice tonight by bringing our hands together at our hearts and bowing our heads in deep gratitude. And I like to end my class with these beautiful prayers of may there be peace in our hearts, may there be peace in our homes, and may there be peace in the world. Namaste, you guys. I'm gonna unmute you so we can all